Okay, let's be real. We are all swimming in a sea of AI hype, right? But what happens when a company that literally advises the world's biggest businesses on transformation has to transform itself? Today, we're going to go inside McKinsey and a company to see how they're moving AI from just a buzzword into, well, their actual business reality. And that's really the big question, isn't it? Is all this AI-powered everything just, flashy marketing? Or is there something real, something measurable behind it all? It's totally fair to be skeptical. So to get some real answers, we're going to look at a fascinating real-world laboratory for AI, McKinsey and Company. Think about it. They're in this totally unique spot. They don't just tell other companies how to do digital transformation, they are turning their own firm into this massive experiment to see what actually truly works. So what's their big play here? Well, they've got this core strategy they call the AI Rewire. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it's really powerful. Basically, stop just talking about AI and start weaving it into the very fabric of how you get work done day in and day out. Okay, so what does rewired actually mean? Look, it's not just about buying a couple of shiny new AI tools. No way. This is a fundamental overhaul of their entire operating system. I mean, everything from how an employee books a business trip to how a partner advises a CEO. The goal is to tackle both sides of the coin at once, make the company run way smoother on the inside, while at the same time delivering much smarter, better results for clients on the outside. All right, so let's see what this actually looks like in practice. We're going to start from the inside out. They decided to tackle a universal source of pain for, well, pretty much everyone in the corporate world with a tool they built called SkyLink. And what's that universal pain point? Booking business travel. Come on, anyone who's traveled for work knows this headache. The endless searching, comparing prices, checking company policies, it's just this time-sucking hassle that is practically begging for a smarter solution. And the difference here is, wow, it's stark. Check this out. The old way? About 10 minutes of you manually searching, clicking around, and pulling your hair out. The new SkyLink way? A simple, quick chat with an AI that takes less than 2 minutes. All that friction? It's just gone. And the data really shows just how big of a win this was. First up, user satisfaction. A staggering 95% of people rate the experience as positive. That's huge. And that satisfaction? It turns directly into loyalty. 85% of the people who try SkyLink just once become repeat users. They're hooked. And look, this isn't just some tiny little pilot program. We are talking about serious scale. Over 30,000 bookings have already been made on this platform. This is what real, widespread adoption actually looks like. You know, this quote from an associate really says it all. The tool is so good, it's infectious. People can't help but share it. And that's because this isn't just about shaving off a few minutes. It's about removing a piece of that everyday annoying friction so people can actually focus on the work that matters. It's AI with a really clear human-centric purpose. Okay, so that's a huge win on the internal side. They fixed a real problem. But what about that other side of the coin we talked about, delivering more value to clients? Well, for that, let's turn to our second case study, the MVI assistant. I want you to picture this for a second. Imagine you're a senior leader, and you're about to walk into a super important client meeting. In that moment, having the absolute sharpest, most relevant information right at your fingertips, well, that can be the difference between having a good conversation and having a truly game-changing one. This is where the MVI assistant comes in. It's a generative AI tool built on top of Google's Gemini, and it can instantly pull together and make sense of data from over 50,000 public companies. I mean, think of it like having a super-powered analyst on demand ready 24/7. And just look at the kind of information it's delivering. We're not talking about just stock prices here. This thing is digging deep. It's pulling out the key themes from earnings calls, it's pinpointing a competitor's strengths and weaknesses, and it's even anticipating the really tough questions a CEO might get hit with from investors. That's next-level stuff. But there's a classic problem with these really powerful AI tools, right? It's the curse of the blank text box. A lot of times, users they don't know what to ask. They don't know how to phrase the perfect prompt to get the amazing results they're looking for. And their solution to this is honestly brilliant in how simple it is. They created what they call a click-first experience. So instead of forcing you to dream up the perfect prompt from scratch, the tool actually guides you. You just search for a company and bam, it immediately shows you all these curated topics and pathways for analysis. It basically turns a frustrating guessing game into a guided discovery. It completely bypasses that prompt paralysis we all feel. So, the big question is, did it work? Oh yeah. The very people it was built for, the firm's senior leaders, they jumped on it, fast. Within just 3 months, almost half of them had already used the tool. And maybe more importantly, it proved its value, because a big chunk of them kept coming back for more. It is clearly solving a very real problem in those critical, high-stakes moments. Okay, so we've got a travel bot and this super-powered analysis tool. On the surface, they seem totally unrelated, right? But when you zoom out, you start to see that they're really just two pieces of a much bigger, very deliberate strategy. What you're seeing are the two sides of the same AI coin. On one side, you have SkyLink. It's focused inward, basically greasing the wheels of the company and just making life better for employees. On the other side, you've got the MVI assistant, which is focused outward, creating a sharp competitive advantage and delivering way smarter insights to clients. Both of them are real, tangible results of that whole Rewired transformation we talked about. And really, this whole story is about way more than just McKinsey. This quote from one of the leaders who built SkyLink, it just puts everything into this incredibly powerful perspective. They see this AI movement not as just another tech upgrade, but as a fundamental platform shift, something on the same level as the internet itself. A once-in-a-generation change in how work gets done, period. And that really leaves all of us with a pretty critical question, doesn't it? This massive shift is happening, whether we're ready or not. So the only question left is, are you just going to sit back and watch it unfold? Or are you going to be a part of shaping the outcome?